Sew Essential vlog. I hope you're all well. I'm here today to share with you some of my most recent makes. So we're at the tail end of the summer, but a lot of the ones that I'm going to talk to you about I think are really good transitional wardrobe pieces, so they'll take you through from summer to autumn, winter quite nicely. So yeah, I'll talk about those with you today, and then I'm absolutely itching to get cracking on the most amazing autumn winter fabric range, guys. I can see it from where I'm sitting now and I just cannot wait to get my hands on these fabrics. So yeah, stay tuned for those. Do like and subscribe, because you will then get notifications every time I post a video, and I will be posting a video with our autumn winter fabric haul soon, so it's a goodie, so stay tuned for that. And that brings me on to the other thing I wanted to do, which was just to say a massive thank you to all of you who have liked and subscribed and commented on our videos. We've got over 4,500 subscribers to this channel now, which is fantastic. We're really pleased. It's great to hear from you guys. It's always really useful and interesting to hear your thoughts and comments, so please do like and subscribe if you see what you like what you see today, and you can stay tuned with all the videos that I share about the things I've made with our patterns and fabrics, our new product ranges, and we do how-tos and tutorials as well. Everything I talk about today as well, all the patterns and fabrics that I mentioned, they're all available on our website, so there will be links popping up throughout the video, but also there'll always be a link to our website and our blog at the bottom of the video as well, so you can find everything you need there, all the patterns and fabrics, and detailed blog posts about a lot of the makes as well. So without further ado, I shall start to talk to you about what I'm wearing now, which is this lovely Batwing top. So this is a quick sew pattern, quick sew 4190, and it's just a really simple jersey top. I made it in our John Caldor Cadiz cotton jersey fabric, which you can see has got a nice drape. It's a lovely weight, but it's got good recovery as well, and it's just great, ideal really for these sorts of tops. It's the most beautiful quality, it washes and sews beautifully, and it is available in a really wide range of colours as well, so there's something for everybody. And I just find these sort of jersey long sleeve tops really useful at this time of year, really easy to just chuck on with a pair of jeans. And yeah, this fabric is perfect for them, so really good wardrobe staple. The pattern itself was a really quick, simple, easy make. I mean, there isn't really any major fitting required because it is loose fitting. The only mistake I made, because it was early on in my sewing career, is I've actually got sort of forward thrust shoulders and a high round back, and the shoulder seams could have done with coming forward. I needed to put an extra bit of fabric in the back bodice piece and just bring those shoulder seams forward, which is a bit of a shame, but you know, I can live with that. It's still a very wearable garment, still super comfortable as well. So yeah, a really good pattern. I definitely recommend this to anybody. Great for just whipping up some quick wardrobe staples. And there was also a good quick sew turtleneck pattern which I made last year as well, and you can find details of that on the blog, and that was another really quick easy make that was perfect for your autumn winter wardrobe. So yeah, I made it last year, really pleased with the finish of the garment, made it on my overlocker, dead easy. But there was just something missing. It just felt a bit too plain for my liking. For those of you who know me, I'm all about the bright colours, the bold prints, so there's just something not floating my boat about this one. So I tried different statement necklaces with it and nothing was really sort of doing it for me. So I started thinking, oh, wouldn't it be nice if I could do some embroidery on it? And I started looking at embroidery designs, and I was looking at all these really intricate like floral panels on jumpers and things on the internet. And yeah, I just sort of didn't get around to it because I thought, oh, it's going to take ages, it'd be really complicated. And then I got a ticket for the sewing weekend in Cambridge, which was organised by the lovely Fold Line ladies and Charlotte from English Girl at Home. Thanks ladies if you're listening. It was an awesome weekend, and Elisa Lex of By Hand London was doing a hand embroidery workshop there, so I was really excited to hear that. I love Elisa Lex, I love the stuff she does, and she's amazing at hand embroidery. So I decided to take this top along and just see what she thought, see if she could give me any inspiration, but thought, to be honest, it's probably a bit ambitious for like a short workshop. But actually Elisa Lex was so positive and lovely about it, and straight away she said, oh no, that's not too ambitious, why don't you try some little gold stars? And straight away I knew it was just totally the right thing. It was the idea I'd been looking for. It was something that would be simple but effective. It wasn't going to take me, you know, hours and hours and hours to do, but it would just lift the top and just give it that interesting little bit of detail. So I'm just going to give you a little close-up now. So you can see there the little stars. I just think, you know, that it's not the bio tapestry by any stretch of the imagination. It's a really simple little design, but I think it just adds a really interesting bit of detail to the top, and also it just gives it that extra special sort of handmade feel, because, you know, not only did I sew the top, but I've embellished it as well, and that's the first time, well, second time I've done that, I suppose, because I did it with my with a dress. I did some machine embroidery, but yeah, it just gave it that really nice special feel, and I'll always remember the whole process I went through to get there, and I'll always be grateful, Elisa Lex, for your inspiration. So the thread I used originally, I used a Madeira thread, and then I came back from the sewing weekend, picked up some of this DMC metallic thread off our huge, enormous hand embroidery thread stand downstairs. And when I got home, I realised this was a totally different colour to the Madeira one, but I actually preferred the DMC thread because the skeins were a bit thicker, the colour was more of a contrast against the fabric, and just all round really it was just more of an exaggerated look, I suppose. I felt that the Madeira thread, it was just that little bit too subtle. So I went ahead with this one, and this is E3821 for anyone who's interested. But I should also mention as well, we've just got an absolutely enormous range of DMC hand embroidery threads in just an unbelievable rainbow of colours. So if you're interested in giving a little project like this a go, or just embellishing a ready-to-wear garment, or, you know, something that you've made, definitely worth checking out our hand embroidery threads, because there are some really, really beautiful colours on there. And that's my Batwing top. So next up is this little number, which is Simplicity 8330 in our floral scuba fabric. And this is just one of my favourite makes ever. I worked really, really hard on getting the fit just right on this, so hopefully you can see it does really sort of hug and fit in all the right places. I made it in a scuba fabric, even though it's a pattern for a woven fabric, and it worked beautifully. I just had to go down a couple of sizes. The adjustments that I made to get the fit just right were, I had to take a bit in from the princess seams under the bust, and also I've got sort of protruding thighs at the front, so my thighs are quite muscly. I do a lot of sport, so I just let the side seams out slightly at the sides as well, just so that it fit me really nicely across here. And in the end I was really, really pleased with the results. I think it worked really, really well. The only thing, sadly, is that I was so focused on getting the fit of the bodice and the skirt just right, and I worked really hard on that. Sadly, I didn't notice that the armholes were just coming up too high, so they should really sort of be coming, you know, quite a bit lower under my arms there. But I think this is something that I can adjust, because I finished the arms with a bit of bias. I created a bit of bias with the fabric, so if I unpick that and move it across, I think I should be able to cut those armholes out a bit. But I've worn it anyway. I absolutely love it. I just love the fabric. There's some really nice details as well. So at the back, because I use scuba, I'm hoping you can see this now, at the back I just created a little V underneath the button closures, rather than having to put a zip in, because, you know, you can easily get it on and off because it's a stretch fabric. So that's a nice little design detail, and overall I just think it's a really classic, flattering cut. You can't see on here, but it comes to just above the knee, and it just feels a really, just a really nice sort of elegant dress, I suppose, to wear. I wore it out for a meal for a friend's birthday. And the pattern itself was really construction wise a very simple sew. I mean, obviously I omitted the zip because I worked with a stretch fabric, but even if you had to put an invisible zip in overall, it's a pretty straightforward pattern. I think all the pieces came together really well. I think it's really well drafted, so I definitely recommend it to anybody who wants sort of a nice classic simple dress, and I think it would translate really well. Although this is a very summery dress, I think it would translate brilliantly into party frock season. So as I mentioned, it is for woven fabrics, so if you wanted to go for something plain and simple, you could use our Prestige crepe fabric, and I'm showing you a dress here which you've probably seen before. This is made up in Prestige crepe. It comes in a wide range of colours. It comes in classic black if you want to make that little black dress, but it also comes in a lovely range of different colours as well, so I think that would look really good made up in that, ready for party season. But the fabric I want to make it up in is this gorgeous tropical ponte, which I just think is absolutely awesome. Yeah, I just absolutely love this. I just think it's really on trend. The whole sort of like floral prints on the black and dark backgrounds are really in this season, so yeah, I think it would look gorgeous made up in that. I'm really hoping I get a chance to do that before we hit Christmas party season, so I'll give that a go. There's some variations as well that you can make it a full length gown if you want to, so if you're going somewhere really fancy, that's an option as well. And plus we have a whole new range of really lovely scubas coming on the website very soon as well, so those are also options if you wanted to do what I did and make it up in a scuba instead. And that's pretty much it for this one. There is a full blog post which you can read and see the link below if you want me to, wanted to get into the real nitty-gritty. But overall, I just think this is a really lovely classic dress, and I really highly recommend it to anybody. And I think it's one that I'll definitely be making sort of time and again over the years. So the next thing I wanted to share with you was my version of Vogue 1395. So it's a lovely little dress with some really interesting details. It's got an overlay, which is just a really nice little feature. I think it's an elasticated waist, so nice and comfortable, and it's got some, the sleeves are really nice, using a drapey fabric like this beautiful French viscose that I used. It just creates like almost like a flutter sleeve at the back, which I think is really pretty. Overall, yeah, just a really nice little dress, which I really enjoy wearing. So I made a couple of adjustments to the pattern. I brought the armholes of the bodice up about an inch because I read that they come quite low, but the overlay does actually cover that when you've got it tied anyway. But I did adjust that slightly. And I also adjusted the back bodice piece as well to just account for my high round back, but other than that it was a really straightforward simple sew. The things I concentrated on were pattern matching this fabric. So here you can see down the centre front seam I've pattern matched there. The pattern doesn't continue perfectly because I didn't allow for seam allowances, but actually I think it's quite a nice little design feature the way it's turned out. And then the overlay ties, I had to cut them out separately to the actual overlay, so it was really important when I sewed them together that I pattern matched down that seam as well, and I was really pleased with how that turned out. Just found that really an enjoyable little challenge. And then I also made a facing for each of the ties as well, because my fabric wasn't double-sided, so just because the wrong side of the fabric would be visible, I just had to make those facings as well. But overall, yeah, I just think there's some lovely little details on this pattern. It's fun to wear. I think it's definitely a good one for sort of summertime day wear, but also you could wear it with tights and a little cardigan to get you through this sort of transitional weather phase as well. I also think this fabric, it's a French viscose, it feels absolutely beautiful, it washes beautifully, it drapes beautifully. I mean, you can see the drape is just so good on this fabric. It's really Really lovely. I think it would look awesome made up in a Megan Nielsen Dove blouse, which I'm planning to make fairly soon. I'm going to make it actually, I think, in one of our John Caldor fabrics, just because I've already used this fabric, but I really think the Dove blouse, if you haven't seen it, there are options for flared sleeves or bell sleeves, so really on trend with the whole statement sleeve thing, and quite a sort of retro vibe, but I just think this fabric would look awesome made up as one of those with a pair of jeans. I think it would really look good. So yeah, that's just a bit of inspiration for how this fabric could be used in the autumn and winter as well. And that's pretty much it for this dress. It was pretty sort of straightforward and simple, so yeah, that's that. And then the last thing I wanted to show you is a work in progress, which you can see here on the dress form, and it's McCalls 7591, which is a really lovely summer dress pattern. It's there's maxi versions, and then there's sort of knee length versions, there's racer back options, and there's like a cutout keyhole option. Really nice, sort of almost like a Grecian feel to this dress, I think, because it's quite sort of gathered as well. But yeah, I was hoping I'd have this finished for today, but unfortunately I've made some silly mistakes along the way, and I'm waiting for some more lining fabrics. I need to just cut another panel for the skirt. It's a long story, it was a really silly mistake. It's not anything to do with the pattern, it was user error. So but I just wanted to show you how nice that fabric is looking made up. I just think it's really pretty. I've lined it with our navy poly cotton, and the two fabrics just work really well together, because the double georgette, which is the parrot fabric, is, you know, a lightweight fabric, and the poly cotton just works beautifully under that. Yeah, goes really well together, and I know I'm going to really love that dress. And what I would say as well is that that pattern is one that I'd had my eye on for quite a while, and I think probably the maxi version would work quite well in party season as well, if you made it in a sort of wintry colour or a black. I think that could work really well and cross over into autumn winter as well. So I hope you've enjoyed hearing from me. As I say, thanks again for all your support. Please like and subscribe if you like what you see today, and stay tuned, because I'll be bringing you some more exciting fabrics and makes and tutorials in the near future. See you everyone, bye.